Good morning and happy Tuesday. We are going to try and have a good day today. My goal for today is to not cry. And when I started social media, I always had one goal in mind, and that goal was to help other people with the circumstances that I experienced. And I'm sure at the risk of really hateful, rude, insensitive TikTok comments, I'm still going to post in hopes that it helps some other women not feel super alone. Because for me, it's obviously not super talked about when someone has a miscarriage. Obviously, it's like a really sad thing, and people usually like to keep it private. But I still want to celebrate my baby. This Friday, I was supposed to go to my OB appointment, and we were supposed to find out the gender through the NIPT testing. But unfortunately, I still have to go to the OB without a baby because I have to make sure that all of the tissue has passed and that I am healthy and that there's something wrong and that my ovaries and uterus is still getting good blood flow, and I have to do blood work to make sure that everything is normal since I have been bleeding for 2 weeks. Right before moving back to Texas, I had to go to the ER on a Sunday 2 weeks ago, or I guess 2 weeks, 2 days now, because I was passing really large blood clots, and I was later diagnosed with having a subchorionic hematoma. And over this last week, my bleeding was letting up, but it was also accompanied by just an immediate, overnight decrease of symptoms. And that's when I kind of knew that something was wrong, something felt off. But I also know myself, and I know that I'm kind of a hypochondriac when it comes to medical stuff. I always think worst case scenario, or little things stress me out. And I was literally taking pregnancy tests last week. And I feel a little guilty, I feel like I should have known, because the pregnancy tests were reading really weird, the lines, they looked funny. The only thing that I will say I'm grateful for is I didn't experience any pain during the miscarriage. I had some cramping the day before, but I'm also grateful that I was in the shower because, as morbid as this sounds, I was able, I passed the embryonic sac in the shower. So I got to hold my baby at least one time. So because we never found out the gender, I think that's kind of special in its own way because it doesn't really matter, the gender. It's just forever our little baby bug. And since the baby was supposed to be due in January, we went to a garden center yesterday, and I got some carnation seeds. And there's this tree outside in the backyard that I'm going to plant the carnation seeds and put a little cross for the baby because carnations are the birth flower of January. I just wanted to talk about it because I felt so alone when it happened, because I felt like everyone around me had healthy first pregnancies, and no one I knew experienced a miscarriage. So I felt like there was something wrong with me. I was researching what I could have done, but apparently it's super common. 1 in 4 pregnancies end in miscarriage before the 12-week mark. And the OB that I went to in Utah and the ER doctor in Utah and the ER doctor here all said the same thing, that it's not my fault and it's just like a chromosomal issue. And honestly, I'm obviously sad, but when I found out that there was the subchorionic hematoma, and then when the doctor told me that my HCG levels were 1 week behind how far along I thought I was, I kind of like in that moment knew like, I feel like there's gonna be something wrong with this pregnancy. And so I prayed and I asked God that please only let me carry this baby to term if it's healthy. And if there's anything wrong with the baby, just let the baby return to you. And now I have this like weird guilt that I had a preference for the gender, because my only preference now is that my baby is healthy. So that's why it doesn't matter what the gender was and that we never found out, because at the end of the day, it's my baby. This past time, I was using a Mira, the hormone tracker, and we got pregnant on the second cycle that I had post IUD removal. But I think that this time I'm just going to be using natural cycles to just track my period, and you know, when it happens and when our rainbow baby comes, then that's just going to be our blessing. And I'm not going to be as like helicopter with it like I was before, because I just have to let things happen naturally as God gives them to me. I will say I think I'm like literally the luckiest person alive in the husband department, because he has been the only thing that has helped me, you know, rationalize and get through and be okay to express how I feel and be okay feeling bad or happy one minute and then sad the next. He's made sure that I'm taken care of, because obviously like I lost a lot of blood during this, and so I've been really dizzy and really bad headaches and not super hungry, but he's like made sure that I'm drinking water and electrolytes and eating, and he just sits there and holds me and lets me cry, and he's just genuinely been like the most amazing person I could have asked for. And it's like you don't really know how someone's going to react until you're in the moment, and he has been like everything I could have possibly prayed to have in a husband during like a hard time like this. So despite not wanting to do a damn thing today, I have some what we call admin work to do, which I have to call the energy company and set up the energy account for the little like cabin. I have to go drop off our membership fee at the water company. I gotta go validate our address at USPS and pick up any packages that we may have. So even though I did not want to get out of bed and I just want to lay on the couch and watch Netflix, there's like a saying about like idle hands make the devil's work or something. And I know that if I don't stay busy, I will probably fester and blame myself and just cry all day. And I don't want to do that. I want to be productive, and I want to work towards this house and work towards my health, because mental health is also a huge impact on fertility with like cortisol and everything. So we gotta start working forward. So let's go have a productive day and still be thankful for the blessings that we do have. So until next time, bye.